So coming onto your back here, take some space. Stretch out your legs, stretch out your arms, maybe place a pillow behind your head. Close your eyes. And place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Slowly bringing your attention to your breathing. We'll be doing a 60-minute class, so it'll consist of about 30 to 40 minutes of standing sequence, more fitness, and then 20 minutes of yin restorative. With your hand on your chest and one on your belly, start to bring your attention to your breathing. Noticing the movement of your hands as you breathe, how you rise and fall with every breath. Taking the opportunity here just to let go of anything that's been going on during the day or anything that you need to do after class, just setting it aside. Here we'll go through a breathing exercise together, just breathing together and counting to 4. So what that means is that we'll be inhaling to 4, holding our breath for 4, and then slowly exhaling out of our mouth for 4, and then doing it again. So I'll guide you here. So start to inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly start to bring your knees into your chest, holding onto your knees here, rocking side to side. Giving your back a little bit of a massage. And then slowly bring your knees so they're up towards the ceiling. Your knees are still bent. And here start to do little circles with your knees. So you're drawing circles on the ceiling with your knees, going one way, and then going in the other way. Just bringing the attention down to the lower hip. Making the circle pretty wide. And then slowly bring your knees back into your chest and come over onto the right or left side, coming into a tabletop, pushing into your hands. Maybe placing your knees on something here, just for comfort of your knees. Slowly in the tabletop, start to move your spine. You can move more freely, just moving yourself side to side, moving your hips side to side. Or you could try to circle your torso. So bringing your torso down, then towards the left side, upwards, towards the right, and then down, going into circles. Then going in the other direction. Slowly here, start to push into your hands and feet, coming into a downward facing dog. Bringing your hips into the air. Here, start to push into your palms a little bit more in order to feel more of a stretch in your thighs. If you try to lower your heels a little bit, you'll feel more of a pull also. You can walk out your feet, pedaling, lifting, and lowering one heel at a time. And then slowly start to walk your feet towards your hands at the top of the mat. Here, just hanging over your feet, lowering your head, and giving it maybe a little bend into your knees. Hanging over here, over your legs. Let go of the weight of your head. Take this opportunity just to let everything roll off your shoulders, any stresses, any worries that you've been going through or holding on to. And then slowly bring your hands to your shins and slowly walk your hands up your legs, coming up into a standing position. At the top of your mat, start to rotate your shoulders backwards. Fairly large circles going up towards your ears and around behind you. And then making your circles forward. Great. Just to warm up. Here, fan out your toes. Find some stability, keeping your feet about hip width apart. Find the center point in your feet, just slightly leaning forward and back, feeling the balance. And then slowly turn out your right foot. And here you can lean your heel onto your leg, keeping it here. Or if you like, bring your foot inside the left knee. It can even be on your knee, the waist. Remember here to tuck your hips. Lift your hips up so that you're not sinking into the pose. Once you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, feel lift and lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, give a squeeze to your abs. As you inhale, notice the length of your back. Your spine is straight, being pulled towards the ceiling. If you like here, you can extend your hands overhead, keeping your palms together, straight up towards the ceiling. Or keep your hands at heart center. Notice your breath. Are you breathing easily? It's normal to stumble out of this tree pose. Just come back into it slowly. Slowly bring your knee forward, keeping your leg up in front of you, and then slowly lower your foot to the ground, bringing your hands down by your side. Fan out your right foot this time, bringing some stability, and turn out your left foot. Here you can keep your foot at the bottom. It has the same effect. Just try not to grab your hand and bring it up. Just keep it natural. Here, check your hips, that you're not sinking into it, that you're lifted. Slowly bring your hands to heart center or express your tree differently, keeping your arms up in the air by your sides. Inhale, you feel your body lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, you give your abs a little squeeze here. Bring some containment. Notice your breathing. Here, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you can lower your eyelids, but not close them entirely, but just lower your eyelids, pick a point on the ground to look at, just challenging your balance here. Slowly bring your knee forward, lowering your hands to your chest, keeping your leg in front of you, and then bring your foot down to the ground. Let go of your arm. And here, maybe do some circles with your arms, your shoulders, or swipe your arms side to side. And then slowly here, we're gonna set up. Here, you can keep your feet about width apart if you like, or you can have your legs together, whichever one might feel comfortable. We'll do the first one here, just slowly lowering your knees, bending down, coming into a seated position, and bring out your arms in front of you parallel to the ground. In this position, notice your back, that you have a long back. Inhale, you bring length to your spine. Exhale, you start to sit a little deeper in this chair. You can bring some movement here. As you inhale, you lift. Exhale, you lower. Try to coordinate your movements with your breathing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As you lower down, notice that your abs are contained, that you're squeezing your abs here. We won't be holding this for too much longer. So inhale, lift. Exhale, try to go a little deeper in this chair, just for the last few moments. And then slowly come out of it. Arms go overhead, palms together. And then bring your arms by your side. You might circle out your shoulders. Do what feels best in between poses. Slowly here, start to come onto your tippy toes. So fan out your toes. Spread out your toes, and then come up onto your tippy toes. Once you notice that you're not wobbling, your ankles are not going side to side, you found some stability, slowly bring your arms up in front of you. If you ever have any shoulder pain, you can also rotate your shoulders back and then bring your arms forward. And then slowly start to bring a bend into your knees, keeping your heels up. Your heels are lifted off the ground. Try to stabilize your ankles. Pick a point in front of you. Inhale, your back is long. Exhale, your abs are tight and you're lowering a little bit more. Here, your hands are reaching out in front of you, trying to touch the wall in front of you. In this position, try to keep your shoulders right over your hips, keeping everything in line. Bring your attention to your breathing. Notice as you inhale, if your ribs are expanding, how your breathing is. Don't try to change it, but just notice your breathing. If your arms are getting tired, you can always fold your arms at your elbows, keeping your arms up, but just at your elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, try to sit a little lower. Keeping your heels off the ground. Slowly come out, arms overhead, heels lower, palms together at the top. And then bring your arms down by your side. Slowly here, next pose, what we'll do is fan out our toes of the left leg. So we're stabilizing our left leg, mostly. And then slowly bring your right arm underneath your left arm. Here, your arms are in front of you, or if you like, you can hold onto your shoulders. Slowly start to bend, come back into a seat. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, wrap it around your left leg. In this position, notice your shoulders are over your hips, so you're not moving side to side in this position, that you're sitting right straight. Shoulders are right over the hips. Slowly unwrap your legs, bringing your right knee forward and down beside you, and bring your arms down. Slowly here, rotate your shoulders, loosen up. And then fan out your left foot here. Sorry, here will be your right foot. And then bring your left arm underneath your right. Keeping your arms up towards the ceiling. If you like, it'll challenge you a bit more in the pose, or just hold onto your shoulders again. Slowly inhale and bring your left knee over your right leg and come into a seated position. You might be able to wrap your foot around. Even in this position, holding onto your shoulders, try to keep your elbows level. Parallel to the ground. Inhale, your back is long. Exhale, just sit a little lower. Squeeze your legs a little tighter. Bring your attention to your breathing. And then slowly bring your knee forward and down by your side. Let go of your shoulders, loosening out your shoulders here. One more leg pose in this sequence here. So what we'll do here, you can try this time with your knees about hip width apart. So you have some space. And then slowly bring your hands to your chest. You have your hands together at heart center. Inhale, your back is long, you're feeling length in your back. And then exhale, start to sit back into your chair. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, turn over to the right side. Here, notice your knees. They're not popping in front of each other, but they're in line. And in this position, you always modify if you like, bringing your arm across your legs and the other one behind your back. Always noticing your knees. If you have a tendency to put your knees together, then you should bring your feet closer together as well. In this pose, you're opening up to the right side with your chest. So it's not necessarily with your arms, but your chest is turning. Bring your neck into a pose in a position where you won't be hurting yourself. Notice the alignment of your neck. The idea here is not to round the back, but just to keep it long. And then slowly inhale, come back up out of this position, bringing your hands up overhead towards the ceiling, stretching up and over. Bring your hands back to heart center. Find the balance in your feet, going frontward and backward, finding the center. Inhale, back is long. Exhale, start to bring a bend into your knees, back into that chair. Inhale once again, lengthening your torso, and then exhale, turn over towards the left side. Notice your knees once again is one in front of the other. Check that they're in alignment. Or come into the modification as well here, arms across the legs. And this time your left hand is on your lower back. Notice your neck, that you're not turning your neck in a way that you can cause yourself injury. Pick a point in the room to look at. Inhale here, notice your back. Exhale, try to sit a little deeper into this chair without losing balance. Just for a few seconds. And then slowly come out, hands to heart center. You can reach your hands up overhead, stretching up. Stretching, try to reach the ceilings, maybe coming up onto your tippy toes, reaching up. And then slowly bring your hands back down by your side. Come to the top of your mat. And then bring your hands to your lower back. Here, your chest is wide. And your hands are on your lower back. Start to bring your attention to the ceiling, bringing your gaze up there. And then slowly start to bring your gaze further along the ceiling. Just going into a slight backward bend, still able to breathe easily. The idea here is not to go and touch the floor behind us, but just to counteract all the forward folding that we do all day over our computers, cell phones. Feeling a pull in your abs. Try to breathe easily here. Not letting go of your head behind you either, just keeping that straight and safe. And then slowly come back up and straight at the top of your mat. And then slowly here, what we'll do is bring our hands down to the ground, next to our feet. Palms are on the ground. Inhale here, and bring your right foot behind you, just on the toes. On the toes of your right foot. Once you're ready, bring your palms to your front leg. So you're coming into a lunge. Check that your left knee is right over your ankle. And that your feet, your right foot, you're on your toes. Your heel is not down. Your heel is lifted. In this position, once you find your balance, bring your arms overhead, reaching towards the ceiling. And even here, you can go into a slight backward bend, bringing your gaze towards the ceiling, slightly behind you. And reach towards the ceiling a little bit here as you inhale. And exhale, go a little deeper into your front leg. Start to bend a little deeper into the front leg. Slowly bring your gaze back forward. Arms are still reaching towards the ceiling. And then slowly bring your hands to your hips. And here, pivot your back foot. So your back foot is parallel to the mat. Your knee here is still over your right ankle. And then slowly bring your arms parallel, reaching towards both sides of the room. Here I have a bend in my left knee. And in this position, you're reaching towards both sides. Feel a lift in your body also, as if you're going upwards. And then reach towards the sides as you go lower into your front knee. Slowly cartwheel yourself forward. So now your right hand is going up towards the ceiling, and you're leaning over towards the front. You can lean a little bit into your front arm, onto your leg, but this is not necessarily to lean into it. You could even bring your arm behind you. So your left arm is behind you, and you're reaching towards the ceiling. Slowly come up, arms parallel. And then this time, straighten out your front leg. And then we're going the other way. Going backwards. The front leg is straight, both legs are straight, and you're reaching out behind you. Come back, parallel, and bring a back bend into your front foot. Slowly bring your hands to your hips. Pivot your foot forward, so now both feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. Here we're preparing for forward fold. So when you're ready, slowly start to lean over your legs, bringing your hands down your legs towards your feet, and then hands are on the ground in front of you. Try to keep your knees straight so that you feel the pull in the back of your hamstring. Here, if you like, start to loosen the folds in your elbows. So now you're leaning a little bit lower into this pose, letting your head hang. You can also interlock your fingers and place your hands behind your head, giving a stretch to your neck as well. We'll hold this pose for a few moments. If you bring your hands back to the ground, you can start to play with the weight of your feet. So just leaning forward and back in your feet, noticing how that pulls differently in your legs. So you're just slightly leaning forward into your toes and into your heels, so without lifting your heels or your toes. Slowly here with your hands on the ground, start to walk your hands towards your left foot. So you're just twisting a little bit to the side towards your left foot. Then walk your hands in forward in front of you and then right over to your right foot. Slowly come back to center. Bring your hands back to your shins. And then slowly start to walk your hands up to your legs, coming into a standing position. Here at the top of your mat, you can take an opportunity here just to drink some water as the blood rushes down the other way. Slowly here with your hands at your hips, we can take the time here just to stretch out our neck a little bit. So bring your chin to your chest, feeling the pull in your back, going right through the back of your neck. Slowly rock your head side to side, feeling the pull in the sides of your neck. And bring your head more towards the right side, feeling the stretch on the left. Here you can maybe assist the stretch, bringing your right hand to your head, bringing the attention where it's needed here. And then bring your head back to center and over towards the left side, feeling the stretch in the right side neck. Maybe here, bringing your left hand up to your head. And slowly come back to center, bringing your head up, doing some slight shoulder rotation. And then slowly here, pivot out your back foot. So for me, it's my right foot towards the back of the mat. So we're going the other way now. Bring a bend into the knee and check that your knee is right over your ankle. And even notice if your heels are in line. Then bring your hands up, arms are parallel, reaching towards both sides of the room. As you inhale, you feel yourself lift towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, go a little deeper into your front leg. Noticing your abs, squeezing your abs here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Here, turn your hands up, your thumbs are towards the ceiling. And then bring your front arm towards your knee, and then your back arm is going towards the ceiling. So my left arm is towards the ceiling this time. And you can bring your head, turn your head towards your hand that's up there. Here, you can lean onto the front leg, or you can bring your arm behind you. So your right arm is going behind you, touching the side, the left side of your body. And then slowly come out, arms parallel. Straighten the front knee. And then cartwheel backwards. So the arm is pulling towards the back. The right arm is going backwards here. And then come back. Arms parallel. Bring the knee forward now. The knee is bent again in the front. Arms are stretching out towards the sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, go a little deeper into the front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Here, preparing and shifting the back foot. The left leg, we're coming and pivoting onto our toes. Only on our toes, heel is lifted, it's not on the ground. Once you're balanced and your hips and your knees and everything is facing forward. When you're ready, bring your arms overhead. Inhale, lift towards the ceiling. Exhale, try to sit a little deeper, go a little deeper into that front leg without shifting your knee past your ankle. And then if you like here, go into a slight backward bend, reaching behind you. Shifting your gaze. And then slowly come back, arms overhead, straight overhead. Inhale, lift towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, bring your hands down at your front foot. Here, bring your knee to the ground. So this is your left knee that's on the ground now. Hinge your left foot, pull your knee back a little bit more. If you have something for your knee here, a pillow, that might feel good. And here, check your right foot that your knee is right over your ankle as well. And if you have some blocks, this is a great time to grab them. Bringing your blocks with you or just keeping your hands. Bring your hands or your blocks inside your right foot. So you're maybe opening your leg a little bit more on the right side. And your weight is shifting to your pinky toe, your right pinky. And it's also, your foot is kind of slightly outward, so you're leaning a little bit on the outside of your foot. In this position, your back is long, your neck is straight, and you're lifted towards the ceiling. Here you're feeling the pull in your inner left thigh. And this is a great pose. You can stay here. Or if you like, you can start to lower your body down onto these blocks. So bringing your forearms onto the block. Now bringing the stretch to the inside of your right leg as well. So you can lower the blocks onto the medium side. We're not holding this too long. So bring your attention to your breathing here. Maybe you can try out that square breathing that we did, counting to 4. So inhaling to 4, holding your breath, exhaling to 4, and then even trying to hold your breath after the exhale and inhaling again and doing the cycle. You can do it up to 3 if you like, but just bring your attention to your breathing here. Slowly here, if you're lowered onto your blocks, come back up, bringing your hands either on the ground or on the tops of your blocks, lifting your torso upward. And then slowly place your right foot on the ground completely, so it's flat on the ground. Hinge your left foot, so your toes are on the ground for your left foot, and slowly walk your hands or your blocks behind you. Giving a stretch to your right leg, and also we're leaning onto our left toes here. Bringing a stretch there as well. Here you can sit onto your left leg if you like, or sit onto a block. Even in this position, notice your back, notice your posture. Lift towards the ceiling. Flex your right foot here as well. Toes are towards the ceiling. There are always some poses that are challenging, so if that's the case for you, if we're here right now in challenging poses, just be kind to yourself. And then slowly walk your hands, walk your blocks back to the front, placing your blocks at the top of the mat, swinging your right leg behind you, coming into a tabletop. Here, it might feel good to go into a pose, so your knees are wide and your toes are coming towards each other, and you just sit back onto your feet, stretch your arms in front of you, lower your head. Otherwise, maybe coming in for downward facing dog. Do what feels good for you. Then slowly come back up, back into the tabletop. And this time, swing your left foot up in front of you. Grab onto your blocks. And hinge your right foot and pull your right knee behind you a little bit. Stretching out your right leg long behind you. Here you can either have the blocks or have no blocks. Hands are on the ground. And bring your hands inside your foot. So here your left foot is now onto the side, and your hands are inside, or your blocks are inside. Keep your back long, your head straight towards the ceiling. And you can stay here, or you can start to bring the weight of your feet onto the pinky toe. For your left foot, now you're on the pinky toe on the outer side of your foot, and then you can start to lower yourself down onto your forearm, onto your blocks. Bringing the stretch also inside the thigh of the right leg, but also for the left leg as well. Bring your attention to your breathing here. Try doing counting the breathing as you count. You can do one together. So inhale up to 4, hold your breath to 4, exhale to 4. So we'll do one together. Inhale here for 1, 2, 3. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Even in this pose, notice your alignment, that your head is not sinking through, that your shoulders are being held, and your neck is long here. Slowly come up, hands are on the ground, or hands are on the blocks. You're coming up, torso is long. Hinge your right toes this time. And then slowly start to walk yourself back with your blocks or with your hands, stretching out the left leg. Make sure that the weight is on all your toes. And once you're settled, your back is long, your head is towards the ceiling. Try not to round your back here. You might be able to sit onto your right foot, onto your right leg, maybe sit onto a block. And there's always one side that's a little bit more difficult than the other. Try to bring your attention to your breathing. Flex your left foot, feeling the stretch in your hamstring. And then slowly walk your feet, your hands back to the top, and then swing your left leg behind you. Going into a downward facing dog or child's pose. See what feels good here. If you're in a downward facing dog, pedal at your feet. And then come back down into a tabletop. In the tabletop position here, hinge both feet now. So you're on both toes. Toes of both your feet. And then try to sit right onto your heels. Notice that the weight is on all your toes. Bring your blocks close. And here, if you're able to, you can always stay here on both toes. So now both your feet are on the tippy toes and you're sitting onto your heels. This is a great stretch for your toes. We kind of warmed them up, so you can stay here. Or if it's a lot on your toes, we can stretch out the torso at the same time. So if you have your blocks in front of you, you can keep the block on the highest level and then bring the back of your arms onto the block. So we're bending both arms, placing the arm onto the block, both arms, and then bring your head through the block. So you're letting your head hang between the blocks and your hands can be together above your head. Bring your attention to the music or to your breath. If your mind is wandering, notice the contact points of your body on the ground, your toes, your knees, your arms. Even the sensation of your hands as they touch one another. In this pose, notice that you have the pressure on your feet and all your toes, even your big toes, your tiny toes, all the toes have all the weight distributed on them. Slowly here, come out of the position, bringing your palms of your hands to the ground, setting your blocks aside, and then coming on to your back. Here, before you lie your back down on the ground, just sit on your bum and stretch out your toes in front of you just to counteract the bending. Pointing your toes. And then slowly here, what we'll do is bring our left leg over our right leg. So bringing a bend into your knee for your left leg. And then do a slight turn towards the left side. Just doing a little bit of a twist here, bringing your gaze behind you. As you inhale here, your back is long. And as you exhale, you just try to twist a little bit more behind you. Holding this briefly, coming back, facing forward. Unwrap your legs, bend your right knee. The right foot is on the side of your left leg. And then twist towards the right side. Inhale towards the ceiling, back is long. Exhale, you're looking a little bit further behind you. Slowly come back to center, facing forward. And here, if you have any extra props, keep them next to your knees, like pillows. Placing a prop behind your head, maybe. And then what we're going to do here is set up for the fish pose, supported fish. So if you have your blocks, you can place one block here for your lower back. It will be for your along your spine on the medium side, and then you have your other block here for at the higher side for your head. And then you just lie back on here. If you don't have any blocks, you can pile a bunch of pillows and lie onto those. Even with your blocks, you can place a blanket on it, so it's less of a shock to the back. Slowly here, lower yourself onto your blocks. That's what you're using. Lower your head onto the block for some support. You can also try without the block behind your head and see how that feels. Some people are able to have their head on the ground or on the lower side of the block. And then when you're ready, open your legs, have your knees flop open, and the soles of your feet to go together. So you're in a cobbler's position with your feet. Slowly in this position, just have your hands towards the ceiling, palms up. Close your eyes. If you have something to cover your eyes to, this is a great time to just place it over your eyes. Block out some light. Bring your attention to your breathing here. If you've adjusted to the block behind you, start to breathe a little deeper, inhaling deeply and letting your ribcage expand over these blocks. Feeling yourself push a little bit deeper into the block. On an inhale, hold your breath. And then slowly exhale over the block, feeling your body wrap around these blocks and letting yourself sink over them. If you like here, you can also start to bring your arms overhead, slightly shifting the weight into the upper shoulders. Maybe bringing your hands to your forehead. You can even try to move slightly side to side on the block. Or if you like, take the opportunity here to just give your face a bit of a massage, give your body a bit of attention. Maybe bringing that massage to your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Then slowly lowering your hands back to the ground. If your feet are in cobbler's pose, just straighten out your legs, long legs. And then slowly bring your elbows by your side, maybe bringing your hands to your hips, helping you up cross position. You might roll over onto one side just to take the blocks out from underneath you. And then slowly lower yourself back down. Maybe placing a pillow behind your head. And here, if you like, you can always bring your knees into your chest before you settle down. Maybe this time bringing your knees on the outside of your torso. Rocking yourself side to side. And then bringing your feet right down to the ground. Legs are long. Maybe stretching out, taking some space here, coming into a bit of a star shape. And letting your body take in the practice. Notice your breathing, if you're breathing a little easier than you were at the start of class. So I'm going to read a little passage here about staying in the present moment. Stay in the present moment. That's where you find life's magic. How overwhelmed we feel when we anticipate the future, all the needs doing, all the tasks, the work, the potential problems, the responsibilities. How tired we become when we dwell on what we've done already, the energy we've expended, the imperfect results. Yes, sometimes to stay in the present, we need to visit the past, to clear out the old feeling, to heal an old limiting belief. But that visit can be brief. And sometimes we need to think about the future, to make commitments, to plan, to envision where we want to go. But to linger there can cause unrest. It can spoil the moment we're in now. Stay in the present moment, and the past and the future will fall naturally and easily into place. Stay in the present moment, and the magic will return. Slowly here, when you're ready, you can hug your knees into your chest one more time. Slowly rock yourself side to side and then onto one side into a fetal position. And slowly push up into your hands, coming into a seated position.